This is the PickBits Daily Signal for Saturday, July 4th, your signal in the day's tech noise. Here's the lineup. 1. The Supreme Court just ruled the police need a warrant to pull your phone's location trail, the biggest digital privacy win in years. 2. The same court knocked the legal footing out from under EU-US data flows, and Europe's top privacy lawyer says the deal is dead. 3. Google lost its last appeal on a €4 billion Android fine, and the precedent lands right on today's AI assistant land grab. And 4, on the brighter side, AI stepped off the screen. A humanoid robot running on Google's robot brain is heading to real work, with the honest catch that comes with it. Let's get into it. This is the PickBits Daily Signal. Story 1. If you carry a phone, the Supreme Court just handed you something rare, a win. For years, we've watched the quiet machinery that vacuums up where you go and sells it. And this week, the court finally drew the line.
On Friday, the Supreme Court ruled that cops need a search warrant before getting data from your cell phone that shows where you were and when. It's a major privacy decision and sets one of the strongest legal limits yet on how the government can access your data.
The target here is the geofence warrant, the dragnet order that makes Google cough up every device inside a map box, suspects and bystanders alike. That was the raw fuel for AI-driven policing, and the court just made the government's easiest path to it unconstitutional. One thing to keep in mind, and we called this months back: closing the warrant door does not close the store. Your movements are still for sale from data brokers. The buyers just need a budget, not a warrant, so the ruling raises the floor. It does not change your phone's settings. This week, go turn off location history and kill background location on the apps that never needed it. If you look out for journalists or clinic staff, send them that same short list. Story 2. Same court, same week, pointed the opposite way. This ruling quietly kicked the leg out from under the deal that lets your data move between Europe and the United States. Follow the mechanism because it's sneaky. The court said the president can fire an FTC commissioner at will. That sounds like Washington plumbing, but the entire EU-US data privacy framework is built on the FTC being independent. Washington plumbing just became your privacy problem. Take that independence away, and the legal floor under transatlantic data goes with it. The man who already killed 2 of these deals says this one is dead on arrival.
Discriminate or mass surveillance by national security authorities, so everything's fine. If you read it a bit closer, they assured. The Commission never said they don't have that. They just said the US assured us they don't do it.
The numbers here are not small. Roughly 1.7 trillion euros in yearly trade rides on these flows. About a quarter of Meta's ad revenue comes from Europe, and both Meta and Google have threatened to walk out of the continent rather than stop. When this framework falls, it falls fast. If your company moves any European data to US servers, this is the week to map every one of those flows and move them onto standard contract terms, because you will not get much warning. Story 3. Google just ran out of road.
Google on Thursday lost its fight against a record fine imposed by EU antitrust regulators 8 years ago. It was fined for using its Android mobile operating system to block rights.
Fine punishes exactly one move, and it's a move you should recognize: forcing your own software into the default slot. That's the same lever Google, Apple, and Microsoft are pulling right now to slide their AI assistants, Gemini, Copilot, Meta AI, into the slot before you ever get to choose. We watched Google tighten the screws on Gemini Access just last week. The default slot is not a birthright. Europe's top court just said a regulator can treat that bundling as illegal self-preferencing. A bundle you do not control can be pried open. So if you're shipping an AI product that leans on being the preset, take the hint and build an actual reason to switch. Story 4. On the brighter side, this is the year AI stepped off the screen. Apptronik unveiled Apollo 2, a general-purpose humanoid running on Google DeepMind's robot brain, and it isn't headed for another demo reel. It's clocking in. Mercedes assembly lines, warehouse floors at GXO, the repetitive, injury-prone, chronically understaffed work that grinds down human backs. That's the genuinely good version, robots taking the shift that wrecks people. But I won't sell you the clean version. The same robot that saves a back can erase a paycheck. At the biggest employers, that is exactly the fear.
Only requires 600,000 more workers, but the company is reportedly looking to fill those jobs with robots and automate 75% of its operations.
We could do this with our robot. We could do this with our technology.
Any of that upside only lands if the workers whose tasks shift get retrained, and get a cut, not just a pink slip. The technology is real enough to deploy today. The terms, who actually wins when a robot takes the hard job, are still being written this week. If you run a warehouse or a line, pilot it on the job you can't safely staff, and write the workforce plan first before the robot ever arrives. That's the lineup. A rare win on where your phone says you've been, a data deal that's suddenly on life support, Google's default slot moat cracked open, and a robot heading to a real job on terms we still get to write. That last one is where I'll leave you. The machines showing up is settled. Who they actually show up for, that part is still ours to fight over. That's the signal. I'll see you tomorrow.